Welcome to my Simple Solutions show. As an educational consultant, one of the most common questions I get is how to eliminate challenging behaviors. As a response, I created the Behavior Eliminator. The Behavior Eliminator is basically pieces of a puzzle to help teachers and educators to eliminate challenging behaviors that get in the way of quality instruction and a peaceful classroom. The first part of the puzzle is pushing past emotional distractions to professional action. Next, we have to understand the ABCs of behavior. Next, we have to change the child, and change the consequence. Today's segment is going to focus on pushing past emotional distractions to professional actions. Well, negative feelings around a child with challenging behaviors is normal. I remember as an educator being very frustrated and overwhelmed. When I worked with infants or toddlers, this child never stops crying. Maybe center care is not for him. Or when I taught older children, she ruins everything. This is going to be the worst year of my life. Or when I taught teenagers, these three troublemakers are out to ruin my day. Well, here's a couple of things to think about to get past some of these negative feelings, which are normal. First of all, let's look at evolution. Survival as human beings required us to pay urgent attention to bad outcomes or negative things. Keep in mind, when you're feeling negative or frustrated or overwhelmed, you're accessing the most primitive part of the brain, not your thinking brain. The emotional brain that you're accessing actually processes information milliseconds earlier than your rational brain. Everyone remembers negative things more strongly and in more detail. Negative emotions involve more thinking and are processed more thoroughly than positive information. Bad impressions and bad stereotypes are quicker to form and are more resistant to disconfirmation than good ones. Lastly, negative emotions can erode productivity and decision-making, which can get in the way of problem solving when you have a challenging behavior. So, when you feel that pain and that frustration, it's your signal to push or push past it. Push past it is a worksheet that I use to help support educators to push past the negative to get to the positive. And sometimes I had to start with the negative before I could get to problem solving. So first of all, yes, when I had that kid and I was just like, oh, aren't you ever absent? This was a time for me to focus my mind and focus my energy in picking out something positive. There's always something. Nice smile, something. Also, I had to push myself to understand everyone's perspective. For example, when it seemed like the parents were sabotaging me, they might not have been really doing this for me, but actually more focused on their child. Trying to support their child is really what they're doing, not really trying to ruin my day. Same with the child themselves. I remember sitting at a meeting as a behavioral therapist with a child who was really challenging and sitting there with his teachers. And the teachers were like, oh, we're done. We're fed up. We don't know what to do. And then looking at the child and asking, and this child was in middle school, how does that make you feel? And the child's perspective, well, hey, if they don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, what are we going to do? So his perspective was that he was just learning, and we have to remember that. Seek neutral support. You know how you have the friends that kind of stir the pot and get you going? Try to find someone who's neutral and can provide that support that you need in these situations to get you to problem solving. hone in on everyone's intentions. Think about what that child is trying to get out of this behavior. What is the parent trying to do? Many times it has nothing to do with us. It may be with misconceptions, confusion, things that are going on in the home life. So hone in on everyone's intentions. Pay attention to your own behavior. No strategy is going to work if you don't have a positive relationship with a child. Nothing. So let's start there and think about, hey, if I'm not feeling positive, how can I help this child to feel positive? If I can't control my behavior, how will I help this child control their behavior? Ask questions. I wonder what their day was like this morning. How did they get to school? Were their parents yelling at them on the way? Did they not eat breakfast? Are they sleepy? Did they stay up all night watching the Atlanta Housewives? Ask questions about what could possibly be going on with this child to lead to these challenges. Take a step back. Reflect. Regroup. And lastly, take care of yourself. Sometimes I need a teacher timeout. When I taught all grades, I would have a handy-dandy bottle of cranky spray. What is cranky spray? Cranky spray is just water and vanilla extract. And no, I didn't spray it on the children. I would just spray it in the air to get calm and relaxation. Looks like you guys need some cranky spray. Just the smell of lavender or vanilla in the air will calm everyone down, including me. So get your cranky spray, get your cranky lotion, take your teacher time out, because you can't help someone else until you help yourself. All right. So when you walk in a classroom and you're thinking, not today, okay, and we've all been there, take a deep breath, get your cranky spray, and then move from, that lower primitive brain, and then really try to get yourself to push past it. Move past that emotional reaction towards professional action. So, when you're thinking, is Walmart hiring? Remember, this child is getting to know you and learning how to regulate. Let's not add to the chaos. Or you're thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can make it through this day. Well, if you're thinking that, what could the child be thinking? You got this. You're not alone. And we can work this out together. Or lastly, when you're like, really? Really? Try to think, hey, let's try something different today. Let's keep trying. Well, moving past an emotional distraction to professional action is just one part of the Behavior Eliminator. Next, we're going to understand the ABCs of behaviors. I have a great worksheet that's on Teachers Pay Teachers to actually help you to think about the problem and really diagnose what's going on to eliminate the behavior. The next part of our series, or the next piece of our puzzle, is thinking about how to change you, change the child, and change the consequences. This series of the Behavior Eliminator will continue to develop on BAM Radio and also on YouTube. If you have more questions or want to learn more about the Behavior Eliminator, feel free to contact me. Thanks for listening.